My funeral. My alpha mate's wedding, Zhangzhongdox's Fei. I died, and he went mad. On the day of my burial, he was marrying someone else. 3 years of marriage. I was driven out of the house, coughing up blood alone and collapsing. They said I had emotional issues, that I loved too clingily. But after I died, he rushed out of the wedding venue like a madman. Looking for me, he checked surveillance, hospitals, all records. He said, she wouldn't leave me, she wouldn't. He didn't know. I was right beside him, but I could never touch him again.
Welcome to Luna's Romance Stories. Read the entire novel in one go. Message or comment to tell me what kind of story you'd like to read. Subscribe to the channel for daily updates. Luna reminds you, the story begins now.
The hospital lights were cold and glaring, like countless needles piercing my skin. I lay on the bed, my chest feeling as if torn by wolf claws, the intense pain making it hard to breathe. The toxin swam through my veins like a lurking venomous snake, ready to devour my heart at any moment. The nurse's voice echoed in my ears. I'm sorry, Luna Sophia. We've never seen this kind of wolfsbane before. I'm afraid you'll need to seek another hospital. I forced a smile. Thank you. With her help, I got down from the bed, every movement like struggling in a quagmire. The nurse asked with concern, should I notify Alpha Ethan to pick you up? No need, I said, somewhat impatiently. Memories from last night surged like a tide. Ethan heard his old love, Olivia, had returned, so he abandoned me and hurried to see her. At that time, I was being attacked by a group of rogues, sharp claws slashing my arm, injecting that deadly toxin. Their eyes flashed with malice, mocking me as the abandoned Luna. I dragged my injured body to the hospital alone, calling him several times, but he rejected every call. The missed calls on the phone screen were like slaps, reminding me of my humble position in this marriage. 3 years. I gave everything for him, but in return, his indifference and suspicion. The next morning, his call finally came, but not with caring greetings, rather a cold verdict. I want to dissolve our mate bond. His voice had no warmth, like the wind of a winter night, extinguishing my last hope. My heart suddenly contracted as if the toxin was responding to this betrayal, doubling the pain. Back home, Ethan was already waiting in the living room. He emanated a strong jasmine scent that was Olivia's smell, the air filled with traces of their intimacy. Jasmine, Olivia's symbol, every whiff like a thorn piercing my soul. My wound suddenly hurt even more, as if the toxin was responding to this betrayal. Ethan's eyes held no pity, only disgust. Ethan looked at me suspiciously. Didn't you say you were poisoned with wolfsbane? You look fine to me. I really am poisoned. I weakly defended, my voice trembling. I wanted to tell him the toxin was eroding my life, but I knew he wouldn't believe me. Oh, what kind of wolfsbane? He asked mockingly, a disdainful smile curling his lips. That smile was like a knife, cutting my remaining dignity. The situation is unclear right now. The doctors said they've never seen this before. I tried to stay calm, but my heart was in agony. 3 years of marriage. He never truly looked at me, only seeing my sins. 3 years married, and you still haven't stopped lying. Ethan sneered disdainfully, continuing, Anyway, I, Alpha Ethan of the Silver Moon Pack, reject Sophia as my mate. As soon as the words fell, a wave of intense pain hit, almost making me faint. The breaking of the mate bond was like threads being snapped one by one. My heart felt like it was burning. That pain was not just physical, but of the soul. 3 years, I guarded this home for him, devoted everything to the pack, but got his ruthlessness in return. Olivia's shadow always loomed between us, like an eternal ghost. Don't pretend to be pitiful. You think this will make me stay? Ethan scoffed. His eyes flashed with longing for Olivia, a gentleness I never received. I leaned against the wall, refusing to fall in front of him. That would only make him think I was acting. Sophia, hold on to your last bit of dignity. I encouraged myself inwardly. I accept your rejection, I answered with difficulty. Each word squeezed from my throat. The next second, my body went limp, and I collapsed to the ground. The pain of being rejected by my mate completely broke me. At that moment, a complex emotion flashed in his eyes, as if he couldn't believe I'd accept so easily. But he quickly regained his coldness. This is what you deserve, Sophia. Now you understand Olivia's pain when she was rejected. If not for your parents forcing me to marry you back then, I would never have married you. You're still blaming me, aren't you? I murmured, my voice weak like a flickering candle in the wind. Olivia's departure had always been a thorn in his heart, and I became the scapegoat. Of course, you'll never be forgiven, he said, then stormed out without looking back, slamming the door. That door slam was like the final judgment, closing our 3-year marriage. Intense pain swept my heart, darkness engulfing me before fainting. Olivia's smiling face flashed in my mind, that woman who took everything from me with her innocence. When I woke, I was back in the hospital. A familiar figure sat by the bed. Liam, Ethan's brother, also our best man at the wedding. His eyes were bloodshot, asking with concern, "How do you feel?" Liam's gaze was always so gentle, contrasting Ethan's coldness. Over these years, he was my only solace. "I'm fine," I said, forcing a smile, trying to sit up. I couldn't let him see my vulnerability. I'd already lost too much. "How can you say that? The doctor told me you have a rare wolfsbane poison. If they can't figure it out in a week, your heart will fail." Liam's voice carried anger and worry. He held my hand, that warmth reminding me of ignored moments. "There is still a week, right?" I comforted him, trying to change the topic, but inwardly, I knew time was short. That toxin, like Olivia's shadow, silently eroding me. "Does Ethan know? Where is he?" Liam pressed, brows furrowed. I shook my head. "No, he left before I fainted. And anyway, he has already broken the mate bond with me, so it doesn't matter if he knows." Saying this, my heart bled. Ethan's choice was like a dull knife, slowly cutting my soul. "What? In your condition, dissolving the mate bond could kill you," Liam shouted angrily. "I'm going to find him." His eyes burned with disappointment in his brother. Over the years, he'd witnessed Ethan's cold violence toward me. "No, please, don't." I stopped him. "I don't want to be an obstacle between him and Olivia anymore." Olivia, that perfect ghost. After she returned, Ethan's eyes only lit up for her, and I became the redundant shadow. "Olivia again?" Liam raged, brows tight. "Why didn't you tell me about what happened 3 years ago?" He knew some inside story but never dug deep because he respected me. "Past matters don't need to be brought up," I interrupted him. I stopped Liam because I knew telling Ethan was useless. He'd only think I was scheming again, recalling 3 years ago. That battle that changed everything. A group of rogues attacked Ethan's Silver Moon pack. My father and I happened upon it, leading soldiers to join the fight. Ethan was severely injured, saving his beta, and we brought him back to the pack. I cared for him, and over a month, I gradually fell for this handsome, brave man. His eyes like deep pools, smiling with a touch of wildness, making my heart flutter. I thought fate favored me, unaware it was the start of tragedy. Before Ethan left, my father held a celebration banquet for him. That night, moonlight bright, alcohol at play, we had relations. But he murmured, "Olivia, I love you," at that moment. My heart shattered, yet I selfishly chose silence. I thought after one night, it would end, he'd leave, I'd forget. Olivia's shadow became the poison in our marriage from that moment. Days later, Olivia knocked. "I'm Ethan's mate. I know what happened between Sophia and Ethan. Give me $1 million, and I'll give Ethan to Sophia. Never return." Her eyes flashed with calculation. That smile sweet, yet venomous. My parents saw my feelings and immediately agreed. Using funds to rebuild the Silver Moon pack, they convinced Ethan to marry me. I thought it was a chance. unaware Olivia's departure would only make Ethan hate me more. Because I loved him too much, I accepted my parents' arrangement. I thought over time I could make him forget Olivia and love me. But my passion never moved Ethan's heart. He thought I deliberately got him drunk, tricked him into bed. He thought I pressured my parents to force Olivia away. He thought I used the pack's rebuilding to blackmail him into marriage. Every argument, he'd roar, "You despicable woman, you ruined my happiness." On our wedding night, he tore my clothes, possessing me like a beast. "You went to such lengths to get me, doing so many despicable things." "Fine, I'll give you what you want." But no love, only cruel revenge, his touch like cold claws tearing my soul. That night, I cried, but he only said, "Stop pretending. Isn't this what you wanted?" In the next 3 years, I was wife and mate in name only. He came to my room only to vent, never gentle. After each time, he'd coldly say, "Don't delusion yourself that I'll love you. You'll never replace Olivia." I tried explaining, but he'd always say, "Lies." Olivia's memory was an insurmountable wall between us. I'd secretly cry, smelling the lingering jasmine in the room, traces he left for her. They had no love for me, only hate. I occasionally tried to explain to him, but he dismissed everything as lies. Eventually, I stopped pouring all my energy into him. I focused on my duties as Luna, devoting myself to the Silver Moon Pack's development, helping homeless children, supporting elderly wolves without families, aiding injured soldiers. These things gave me a sense of worth. Ethan's brother Liam strongly supported my work. After college, he became my most trusted assistant. Liam knew Ethan's poor attitude toward me and often felt guilty. "You've done so much for my brother," he said. "I believe one day he'll understand." His words like warm sunlight in my darkness, but I sadly replied, "I don't think I'll live to see that day." The doctor interrupted, coming in. "I've contacted doctors from all werewolf hospitals. They're identifying the wolfsbane type." He placed some painkillers on my bedside table. "For now, focus on nutrition. What do you want to eat? I'll get it for you." Liam stood, eyes full of concern. "Anything." I smiled, but inwardly thought, if Liam were my mate, would everything be different? At noon, Liam brought lunch. Just as I finished, Ethan's call came. Liam had me put it on speaker. "Where are you? Move all your stuff out of the villa today. Olivia is moving in." Ethan's cold voice came like a blade slicing. Olivia's name pierced me again. "Okay," I said calmly, hanging up quickly to prevent Liam from exploding. But my heart was shattering. 3 years, I gave everything for this home, yet he easily drove me out just to welcome that woman. "I'm going with you. I'll make him regret it." Liam angrily punched the wall. His protectiveness moved me, yet pained me. "No need, Liam. Love can't be forced. I don't want to ruin your brotherhood because of me." But inwardly, I knew this entanglement had bound us 3, unbreakable. When we arrived, Ethan wasn't alone. Olivia stood beside him. They gazed affectionately, speaking intimately. Ethan's arm tightly around Olivia's waist, that gentleness like a knife in my heart. In the past 3 years, Ethan never showed me such tenderness. His eyes only lit up for her. Ethan saw me and Liam enter, seeming surprised. "Liam, why are you with Sophia? How can you treat Sophia like this?" Liam retorted, voice full of disappointment in his brother. "So, you went to Liam for backup, huh?" Ethan glanced at me contemptuously. That look, like seeing a stranger. Before I could respond, Liam replied, "I came on my own, Ethan. Think carefully. Over the past 3 years, Sophia has contributed so much to the pack. Everyone admires her, and she loves you deeply. Can't you see that?" Liam's words made Ethan frown, averting his gaze. Olivia gently stroked his chest, smiling at Liam. "I believe Sophia is a good Luna, but love can't be forced. I've always been Ethan's mate. We love each other unbreakable." Her voice sweet, yet with a hint of triumph, that smile declaring victory. "If you really love my brother, why did you leave him back then?" Liam questioned, eyes flashing doubt. Ethan's face darkened. "Shut up. I won't allow anyone to badmouth Olivia. If not for Sophia's parents forcing her, she wouldn't have left me." "That is not true. The fact is," Liam fired up, but I held him back. "It is all my fault. No need to argue anymore. I'll pack now and move out today. I'll return Ethan to you. I won't disturb you two anymore," I said to Olivia, voice calm. But heart bleeding, 3 years of entanglement, finally over. I went to the room, Liam following. All these years, Ethan and I slept in separate rooms. He came here only to satisfy his desires, and it was just mechanical sex. No love, only duty. I packed a few clothes and a towel, planning to stay in the hospital a few days. "You can throw away the rest." I appeared in the hallway. "It doesn't matter anymore." Ethan's expression became complex, a flash of guilt on his face. But he soon said, "Don't act like you've suffered some great injustice. The one who suffered is Olivia, wandering alone for 3 years." His words like salt on wounds. I didn't respond. His tone softened a bit. "I bought you a new apartment. No matter what happened in the past, now everything is even." He handed me a key. "No need," I said as I walked out. "Ethan, are you really driving Sophia out?" Liam asked behind me. "Liam, this is between me and her. Stay out of it," Ethan replied. "Liam, don't worry. I'll make your brother happy," Olivia said gently. "Will you really?" Liam glanced at her contemptuously. "You'll regret this," he said as he followed me out. "Why would I regret? I never loved her," Ethan shouted behind us. Nothing hurt me more than that comment. It pierced like a knife. He didn't love me, but no need to humiliate me like that. My legs weakened, but Liam steadied me, arm around my shoulders. When he got me to the car, I couldn't hold back anymore, coughing up blood. Bright red drops slid down the window. "Sophia." "What is wrong?" Liam hurriedly wiped the blood from my mouth. "I'm fine," I assured him. "I'm taking you to the hospital now." His voice trembled. I don't know how long I was unconscious. When I woke, I saw Liam crying by my bed. "Liam," I tried to call him, but he didn't turn. I walked over to pat his shoulder, but my hand passed through his body like air. I froze, then saw someone on the bed who looked just like me. Is that my body? Am I dead? The thought hit like a thunderbolt. Now, I was just a soul without a body. In the following days, for reasons I couldn't understand, my soul kept following. My mother fainted on the spot seeing my body. My father's hair turned white overnight. I felt deep guilt. Over the past 3 years, all my energy was on Ethan. I completely ignored my parents. I hadn't realized before. They needed my love and attention too. The night before the funeral, Liam guarded my coffin, sleepless all night. In just a few days, he'd visibly thinned, dark circles under his eyes. "Sophia, I'm sorry about my brother. He doesn't deserve your love. You wouldn't believe he has gone on vacation with Olivia," he whispered. "I can, Liam. I can believe worse than that." I smiled bitterly. But now, I have no resentment toward him. I still remember the heart-pounding feeling when I first saw him. I can, Liam. I can believe worse than that. I smiled bitterly. But now, I have no resentment toward him. I still remember the heart-pounding feeling when I first saw him. Just then, Liam's phone rang. "Liam, in 2 days, Olivia and I are getting married. I hope you'll be my best man again." Liam stayed silent. "I know you and Sophia were close," Ethan added. "If you don't want to, I won't force you." "It is fine. I'll go," Liam replied, giving my coffin a bitter smile. "How ironic. They're choosing to marry on the same day as your funeral, and they want me as best man. Even after your death, this news still cuts my heart like a knife." On my funeral day, Liam wore a black suit, dark sunglasses, attending the wedding because he had my funeral after. My soul followed him to the venue, the grand castle decorated with flowers, symphony orchestra playing in the background. In contrast, my wedding was simple and low-jan key. That is the difference between being loved and not. Liam's arrival drew attention. Didn't I prepare a white suit for you? Why are you dressed like that? The ceremony hasn't started. Change quickly, Ethan said impatiently. No time to change. After being your best man, I have to rush to Sophia's funeral, Liam said, removing the black sunglasses, revealing red, swollen eyes. What do you mean, Sophia's funeral? I said. I'm going to Sophia's funeral, joking at a time like this? Ethan glanced at the confused guests around, pulling Liam aside. Did Sophia send you to cause trouble? If you don't want to be best man, fine, but don't bully Olivia with her. Olivia waited 3 years for this. She is dead. How could she bully Olivia? Liam roared. What is she hiding from me this time? Ethan couldn't control his voice, drawing more attention. Olivia quickly came forward, grabbing Ethan's arm. What is going on, Liam? I know you don't like me, but today is your brother's wedding. If you want to argue, at least pick the right time. Olivia looked at him with a hurt expression. The wedding is about to start. I don't need you as best man anymore. Go tell Sophia. It is over between us. Ethan pushed Liam away. If she dares ruin my marriage to Olivia, I won't hold back. Liam laughed sadly. Don't worry, she is gone forever. She won't hinder you or anyone anymore. Today is her funeral. Ethan scoffed, mocking laugh. He patted Liam's shoulder. Looks like you were fooled by that woman too. You're too young, don't understand. Believe it or not, Liam shook off Ethan's hand. Then, the officiant appeared. Ethan glanced at Liam. Whatever it is, handle after the wedding. Liam hesitated, but finally followed Ethan to the altar, leading him to Olivia. Under the officiant's guidance, Ethan and Olivia exchanged vows. Ethan repeated the vows he once said to me. Ethan, you always accused me of lying to you. But didn't you lie to me? 3 years ago, the promises you made at our wedding were all lies, right? As a dead person, I couldn't even cry. Arfanjitsi when Ethan and Olivia exchanged rings. The hall filled with cheers. When we exchanged rings, Ethan didn't have such a happy expression as today. Just as the ceremony ended, Liam quickly turned and left. Sophia, if you hadn't married my brother back then, maybe you wouldn't have died. He owes you. The whole Silver Moon pack owes you, Liam murmured. Look at them, all cheering for Olivia. No one remembers what you did for them. Liam quickened his pace outside, but a voice called from behind. Liam, wait, it was Ethan. Liam and I turned, seeing Olivia holding Ethan's arm. What happened? Olivia asked, surprised. Ethan carefully removed her hand from him. Olivia, wait here. I need to handle something with Liam. I'll be back soon. Olivia's face darkened, but she quickly forced a sweet smile. Can't we solve it together after the wedding? No, I promise. I'll be back soon. Ethan kissed Olivia's forehead, then hurried to Liam. I'm going with you to Sophia's funeral. I want to see what trick she is playing this time. Liam rolled his eyes, ignored him, jumped in the car. But as he started the engine, Ethan slipped into the passenger seat. The car filled with familiar cedar scent. I hadn't been this close to him in a long time. Through the window, I turned, seeing Olivia biting her lip, eyes full of anger. All the guests around her looked shocked. In the car, they stayed silent throughout. My funeral was at my father's cemetery, my coffin placed in the grave, everyone putting flowers on it. My mother leaned on father's shoulder, crying uncontrollably. I rushed to hug her, but couldn't. My hand just passed through her body. Liam stepped forward, placing a bouquet of white roses on my coffin, Ethan following. Seeing Ethan, my mother lost control. She lunged at him, pushing him away. How dare you come here? My mother lost control seeing Ethan, pushing him down. You killed Sophia. Give me back my daughter. Ethan staggered, hitting my tombstone. This can't be real. You're all conspiring to trick me again. This isn't real. Ethan's face paled, staring unblinkingly at my photo on the tombstone. Then he staggered up, turning to my father. "This isn't real, right? Sophia, where are you hiding?" he stammered. His reaction surprised me. I thought he wouldn't care about my life or death. "She is dead. It is all your fault," my mother shouted in pain, slapping Ethan hard. Ethan didn't dodge. Instead, his eyes turned red. Mother raised her hand again, but father stopped her, pulling her into his arms. "She is dead. It is all your fault," my mother shouted in pain, slapping Ethan hard. Ethan didn't dodge. Instead, his eyes turned red. Mother raised her hand again, but father stopped her, pulling her into his arms. "I heard today is your wedding. If you have any pity for Sophia, please leave." My father said sternly, "I think Sophia doesn't want to see you now." My father signaled his beta and 2 wolf guards to escort Ethan out, but Ethan broke free, lunging at my tombstone. "No, this can't be. I don't believe she is dead. You're all conspiring to revenge me because I'm marrying Olivia, right?" Ethan jumped into the grave, brushing aside soil and flowers on the coffin, trying to pry it open. My father and Liam quickly pulled him back. "What the hell are you doing?" Liam roared. "You tortured her when she was alive. Now she is dead, and you won't let her rest." Liam pushed him hard to the ground. "No, I just want to know if she is really." Ethan's voice choked. He started crying uncontrollably. "Please tell me this isn't real." I never thought Ethan would cry for my death, so he had a bit of compassion in his heart. Not out of love, maybe pity or guilt. But it was too late then. I was already dead. Just then, Olivia arrived. "Ethan, what did they do to you?" Suddenly, Olivia rushed to him, hugging him. She was still in her wedding dress, intensifying my mother's pain. "You vicious woman, you share responsibility for my daughter's death." My mother screamed, yanking off Olivia's veil. "What are you doing, you crazy woman?" Olivia screamed. "Your daughter's death has nothing to do with us. She was fine when Ethan rejected her. Who knows what she did these days to end up like this?" "You," my mother tried to retort, but fainted before speaking. The funeral scene was chaotic. "How dare you say that about Sophia?" Liam stepped forward, glaring at Olivia. "I've never hit a woman, but you're testing me. You're not welcome here. Leave." More people started shouting, demanding Ethan and Olivia leave. "Who brings a bride to an ex-Dan wife's funeral? You're the cruelest person I've seen." A funeral attendee shouted, "Go back to your wedding. You're not welcome here. Get out. Both of you. Sophia doesn't like you." One of my cousins threw a big clump of mud at Olivia, dirtying her white wedding dress. "You're too much," Olivia shouted, lifting her skirt toward Ethan. "Let's go. These people are crazy." Ethan stood dazed, as if soulless. Then he pushed Olivia's hand away. "You go back. I'm staying for Sophia's funeral." "What?" Olivia stared at Ethan incredulously. After all, she was my ex-Dan wife. "I want to stay for her funeral," Ethan said, without lifting his head, voice heavy. No need. Go with Olivia." Liam said coldly, "I doubt Sophia would like your presence." Ethan stepped back twice, turned for one last look at my tombstone, then left with Olivia. I watched Ethan's departing back, silently saying in my heart, "Goodbye. Never again." After my funeral, father called Liam over. "Liam, thank you for taking care of Sophia," my father said. "It is my duty, compared to Sophia's contributions to the Silver Moon Pack. This is nothing." My father nodded, then handed Liam a document. I saw the cover, immediately recognizing it as the company share transfer agreement I drafted with my lawyer after discovering the unknown wolfsbane. "This is what Sophia left for you," my father said. "It states if anything happens to her, the company goes to you." Liam took the document, hands trembling. He stared at my tombstone, eyes filling with tears. "So you knew your wolfsbane was that serious, right? Then why accept Ethan's rejection? If you told me sooner, I wouldn't have let you do anything to hurt yourself." A tear fell on the document. I can't accept this. This is Sophia's company built with her blood and sweat. It should go to your family." He turned to my father. Liam tried to return the document, but my father shook his head. "Do you think I have the energy to run this company anymore?" he said with a bitter smile. "Sophia's mother is ill. I just need to care for her." His words pierced me deeply again. "Mom, you have to get better," I said silently. Liam clutched the share transfer document, solemnly promising my father, "I'll do my best to manage Sophia's company." That night, Liam drove home alone. I sat in the car, enveloped by his strong ocean scent. Before dying for the first time, I felt I'd made the right decision. When Liam got home, I saw a familiar figure at his door. It was Ethan. Ethan's eyes red and swollen, face pale. "What are you doing here?" Liam asked, tone cold. He opened the door and went in. Ethan followed behind. "Tonight is your wedding night. Shouldn't you be with your mate?" "Why come here?" Liam continued, mocking him. "I haven't marked Olivia yet. She is not my mate," Ethan replied. His response surprised both me and Liam. He gestured Ethan to sit, handed him a beer. I remember the night he marked me. He bit my neck, hard saying, "Olivia is my true mate. I was supposed to mark Olivia tonight." "How did Sophia die?" Ethan asked, chugging a big gulp of beer. "She was attacked by rogues. You were there, right?" "You should know better than me," Liam hissed. "But it was just a scratch on her arm. How could she die from that?" Ethan still looked incredulous. "Was her wolfsbane real? What do you think?" Liam replied coldly. "If I'd known she was poisoned, I'd have waited for her to recover. I would never." Ethan's voice choked. He smashed the beer bottle against the wall. Liam scoffed. "She told you, right? But as usual, you didn't believe her. She was infected with a rare wolfsbane. Doctors said if not identified in a week, her heart would fail, she'd die. I contacted all werewolf hospitals nationwide, but you took away her chance to recover and live." "Me?" Ethan asked, shocked. "Yes, you," Liam shouted, grabbing Ethan's collar. "You abandoned her when she was most vulnerable. What is the difference between you and those who poisoned her?" I didn't know. Ethan collapsed on the sofa, murmuring, "The day you drove her out." She coughed blood and fainted. "Then she never woke up," Liam said, voice full of sorrow. "The day after she died, doctors finally identified the toxin. Now you see how you killed her." Ethan broke down. He held his head, sobbing uncontrollably. But Liam didn't comfort him. Instead, he ordered him to leave. "I'm sorry, I really didn't know." "But what is the use of your apology now?" Liam choked, voice trembling. "She can't hear you, Ethan." "Sophia is dead. She won't come back." A tear slid down his cheek. "You finally got what you wanted. You have Olivia now, Ethan. Enjoy your life." Ethan stared at Liam for a while, then left sadly. I didn't know if I should forgive him, but every emotion I felt before dying was gradually subsiding. I regretted not visiting my parents. The moon goddess even gave me this chance. Now, I had nothing left. I just hoped my soul could enter reincarnation soon. After closing the door, Liam said to the empty house, "Sophia, are you really not coming back?" I placed my hand on his shoulder, whispering in his ear, "I won't come back, but I'll always be with you." Liam seemed to sense. He turned, staring straight where I was. At that moment, I thought he could see me, but he then walked right past me to close the window. It started raining outside. Liam barely slept that night. I occupied his thoughts. Next morning, he went to the company without breakfast. "Liam, please take care of yourself. Sleep a bit, eat regularly." I tried talking to him, but he heard nothing. Liam entered my office, started organizing my files, carefully checking each one. Liam entered my office, started organizing my files, carefully checking each one. At noon, he noticed the pot of roses on my desk, eyes teary, gently touching the petals. I remember those roses, Liam's birthday gift to me last year. In our 3 years of marriage, Ethan never gave me a birthday gift. But Liam, every year prepared something for me, never missing. You know, Liam said while watering the roses, I've always liked the rose scent on you. His words stunned me. Does Liam feel? No, I shook my head. I'm already dead. Even if Liam really has special feelings for me, what can it change? Some people, some things, once missed, can't be forgotten forever. After watering the roses, Liam continued organizing company files. Though young, he'd been my assistant for a year, fully capable as CEO. In the afternoon, Liam held a meeting with department heads. Mid-gen meeting, it was Ethan and Olivia. What the fuck are you doing here? Liam hissed. We're here to take back what belongs to Ethan, Olivia stepped forward, saying. Ethan quickly clarified. I'm not here to fight for property. I just want to collect Sophia's belongings. She was my wife. I have responsibility to protect this company. She poured so much heart into it. I can't stand by. Responsibility, Liam sneered. Where was your sense of responsibility when she was alive? Liam, are you meddling a bit? Olivia interjected. Sophia was still Ethan's ex-gen wife then. She left the company to you, not her husband. That is very suspicious. Is there something between you and Sophia? Her words instantly enraged Liam. He stood abruptly, walked to Olivia, slapped her hard. You have no right to slander Sophia. You're not even worthy to mention her name. Olivia held her burning cheek, eyes wide with shock and anger. Liam, Olivia is your sister, Zan in Zan law now. No matter what she said, you can't treat her like that, Ethan said, blocking in front of Olivia. Ethan, I can accept you're here for Sophia's belongings, but Olivia, who gave her the right to come seize Sophia's property? Olivia retorted. Liam, don't talk nonsense. I don't care about these at all. But you've always spoken for Sophia. Do you feel guilty? Liam sneered. Guilty. 3 years ago, the real reason you left Ethan. You and I both know the truth. Never forced you to leave. You went to her parents, asked for money, then willingly left the pack and Ethan. That is ridiculous, Ethan interrupted. I've heard this lie before, Liam. You were fooled, right? You believe everything Sophia's family says. Liam was silent a moment, lips curling in a cold smile. He slowly shook his head, gaze drifting to the void. Sophia, now I understand why you said no need to explain. You really loved the wrong person. I stood beside Liam, whispering, yes, but you always believed me. That is enough. Liam then went to the archive room, took out a thick file, handed it to Ethan. This contains the truth about Olivia leaving you back then. Olivia paled. These are fake. You had someone forge them, she shouted, lunging to grab the file. Ethan pushed her aside, face full of confusion. Inside were clear bank transfer records, Olivia's signed agreement copy, and chat logs. Each page hit Ethan like a hammer, shattering his beliefs. Why did you do this? Ethan's voice trembled, asking Olivia. They forced you, right? Yes, it was Sophia. She forced me. Olivia hurriedly explained. You're my true mate. I love you so much. How could I leave you for money? I didn't force her. I protested silently. But as usual, Ethan couldn't hear. Liam then took out another file, handed it to Ethan. He said, this proves Olivia had an abortion overseas. That is the real reason she left you. 3 years ago, she was pregnant, but the child wasn't yours. During your relationship, she betrayed you. She feared you'd find out, so she left. Before leaving, she even used Sophia's love for you to extort a large sum from her family. I was stunned then. I never thought Liam would uncover such a secret. Even I didn't know. This can't be. This can't be, Ethan murmured, the file slipping from his hands to the floor, as if mocking his ignorance. Olivia clung tightly to Ethan. Don't listen to him. He made this up because he likes Sophia, to revenge me. Ethan, you must believe me. Seeing Olivia tearfully deny, Ethan's face filled with doubt. Liam looked at him disgustedly, said, I have no right to interfere with what type of woman you like. But as the Silver Moon Pack leader's mate, The Luna you choose must also be responsible for the pack. You're my brother. I have a duty to let you know the truth." Just then, the office door was knocked. It was my secretary. "There is a man named Marcus here to see you," she said. Perfect timing. "Bring him in," Liam replied. Arfangi Marcus walked in, glanced at Olivia, expression unreadable. Then he handed Liam a stack of photos. "These are the photos you asked me to collect." Following Liam's gaze, I glimpsed those photos. If anyone saw me now, my face would be flushed red. The photos showed Olivia naked with several different men. "See for yourself what kind of life your Sojan called mate lived these past 3 years. Marcus is a famous private detective. You don't really think these photos are all forged by me, do you, Ethan? Let me explain." Olivia pleaded in panic. "Slap." Ethan slapped Olivia. "No need to explain. I trusted you. Waited 3 years, and you've been playing me. From today, you're banished from the pack. Get out of my house." Saying that, Ethan stormed out of the office. "Ethan," Olivia chased after as she tried to get in the car. Ethan pushed her onto the street. Olivia sat on the roadside, crying helplessly. Liam stood by the floor dan-to-dan ceiling window, watching it all. Then he murmured, "Sophia, did you see? If I'd investigated sooner, would you still be alive?" Early next morning, Liam went to the hospital. "Is he sick?" I followed anxiously. "He has been overworking lately, sleeping only 6 hours a night." I really wanted to tell him to take care. Even though I was in pain then, I still missed him. "This is Luna, Sophia's wolfsbane antidote," the doctor said, handing Liam a vial with blue liquid. "Thank you." Liam held the vial carefully, as if I still needed it. Then he drove to my cemetery, placed the vial before my tombstone. "Sophia, I found your antidote." This scene deeply moved me, also broke my heart. "Liam, if I'd met you first," I whispered in his ear. Just then, I noticed another familiar figure approaching us in the moonlight. Ethan. What is he doing here again? Wasn't the argument at my company enough to anger him? After I left, he still won't let go. Liam noticed Ethan too, standing angrily. "Ethan, what are you doing here?" Liam asked, his voice low and hoarse, laced with a mix of exhaustion and simmering anger. The graveyard was shrouded in the soft glow of the moon, casting long shadows over the tombstones, and the air carried the faint scent of damp earth and wilting flowers. Liam's posture was rigid, his fists clenched at his sides as if ready for a confrontation, his eyes narrowing at his brother who had appeared like a ghost in the night. "I just came to offer some flowers. I just came to offer some flowers," Ethan replied, his tone subdued, almost apologetic, as he knelt down slowly beside the grave. His hands, usually so strong and commanding as the alpha, trembled slightly as he placed a bouquet of colorful roses on the cold stone. The petals were vibrant, reds, pinks, and yellows blooming defiantly against the somber backdrop, each one seeming to whisper unspoken regrets. He arranged them carefully, as if this small gesture could somehow bridge the chasm of years lost to misunderstanding and pain. From my ethereal vantage point, I gazed at him sadly, my soul hovering unseen in the cool night breeze. The sight stirred a whirlwind of memories within me, fragments of a life that now felt like a distant dream. When I was alive, he never allowed roses in our home. The very mention of them would draw a sharp rebuke from him. Every corner of our villa had been filled with jasmine instead, their delicate white blooms and intoxicating fragrance symbolizing Olivia, her purity, her hold on his heart, her inescapable presence in our fractured marriage. Jasmine had been his way of keeping her alive in our space, a silent tribute that suffocated me day after day. And now, here he was, offering roses. My flowers, the ones that matched the scent I had always worn, the ones that represented the love I had poured into him unrequited. "Ethan, you finally remembered. I'm a rose, not a jasmine," I thought, a bittersweet ache echoing through my incorporeal form. It was too late for such realizations. Yet a part of me couldn't help but feel a flicker of validation. The rogues who attacked Sophia have been found, Ethan continued, standing up slowly and brushing dirt from his knees, his voice gaining a steely edge as he met Liam's gaze. The words hung in the air like a dark cloud, pulling both brothers into the gravity of the revelation. "Who are they? I won't forgive them," Liam demanded, his voice rising with raw fury, his body tensing as if preparing to shift into his wolf form right there among the graves. His protective instincts, always so fierce when it came to me, flared brightly, and I could see the veins pulsing in his neck, his eyes flashing with the golden hue of his inner beast. "The Pack Council soldiers caught them," Ethan explained, his expression hardening as he recounted the details. "They were rogue wolves from the outskirts, hired mercenaries with no loyalty to any pack. We tracked them down to an abandoned den near the border. But that is not all. Today, we discovered the mastermind behind it all was Olivia." His voice cracked on her name, the betrayal hitting him anew, and his eyes moistened with unshed tears. He wiped them away quickly with the back of his hand, refusing to let vulnerability show for long, but the raw emotion was etched into every line of his face, guilt twisting his features, pain deepening the shadows under his eyes, and anger simmering just beneath the surface like a storm about to break. Liam was clearly stunned, frozen in place as the weight of the words sank in. He opened his mouth to respond, but no sound came out at first. His mind seemed to reel, piecing together the puzzle that had haunted us all. The silence stretched, broken only by the distant hoot of an owl and the rustle of leaves in the wind. Only then did I understand why those rogues had used that special wolfsbane on me. The rare, insidious poison that no ordinary healer could identify in time, and why Olivia had returned so soon after I was injured, slipping back into Ethan's life like a serpent coiling around its prey. It was all Olivia's plan from the start. The realization washed over me like a cold wave, clarifying the tangled web of deceit that had led to my end. She had orchestrated the attack to weaken me, to clear her path back to Ethan, exploiting my vulnerability and his lingering affections. How calculated, how cruel. It explained the timing, the malice in those rogues' eyes, the way everything had unraveled so swiftly. "You're right," Ethan admitted, his shoulders slumping under the burden of truth. "It was me who ruined Sophia." The confession burst from him, his voice thick with regret, echoing through the graveyard like a lament. "I trusted the wrong person. Let my blindness to the past destroy everything." Olivia has been arrested, dragged away in chains by the council's enforcers. She'll spend the rest of her life in prison, rotting in the depths of the Pack's dungeons, far from the light she once manipulated so easily. "I'm glad I didn't mark her," he added, a shudder running through him at the thought. "The mate bond would have bound me to a monster. Instead, it spared me that final indignity." Ethan reached out tentatively, his fingers tracing the edges of my photo on the tombstone, the one from happier times, where my smile was genuine and my eyes sparkled with hope. "Sophia, you're my only mate," he whispered, his voice breaking, the words a desperate plea into the void. But his late apology and confession couldn't move me anymore. The fire of my love had long since dimmed to ashes in death's embrace. It left me with no feeling, no rage, no sorrow, just an empty echo where emotions once raged. Instead, I felt much lighter, truly lighter, as if the chains of earthly pain were finally dissolving, freeing my spirit to ascend. Finally, it was time for me to say goodbye. The moonlight gently caressed me, its silvery beams wrapping around my ethereal form like a loving embrace, beckoning me toward the unknown. I felt my soul floating upward, weightless and unbound. Everything around me, the graves, the trees, the two brothers standing in solemn vigil, gradually blurring into a soft haze, like a painting fading in the rain. My floating figure stopped beside Liam one last time, drawn to him by the unbreakable bond of friendship and unspoken affection we had shared. I reached out, gently stroking his face with fingers he could not feel, tracing the lines of worry and grief that had etched themselves deeper since my passing. "Thank you, Liam, for being part of my life, for the quiet support, the shared laughter, the moments of solace in a world that had turned so cold. If there is a next life, I hope the first I meet is you, I murmured. My words carried away on the wind, a final wish for a kinder fate. He stood there dazed, his head tilting slightly as if catching a whisper on the breeze, his eyes searching the empty space where I lingered. Perhaps he heard something, a faint echo of my voice, or perhaps it was nothing but the rustling leaves playing tricks on his weary mind. Either way, it was enough to bring a fresh wave of emotion to his face. I turned back for one last look at him, committing the image to whatever eternal memory souls carry. He stood in the moonlight, a solitary figure bathed in its ethereal glow, tears welling in his eyes and spilling silently down his cheeks, reflecting the stars above like tiny diamonds of sorrow. Goodbye, Liam. End, Faye.